Creature, raise your hand. Okay.
Are we fairy tale creatures? No.
I'm praying that the theater gods are with us.
Okay. Here's the other thing. All the grown-ups are really tired.
We had a great rehearsal the other day. The dress rehearsal was a little challenging.
Hey, listen, everybody that's a puppeteer, come back out here. That totally works and it looks great. Chloe, what were you doing? Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Hide?
Yeah. Caleb, you do the same.
Hide. I can still see you.
Put your puppet out.
We need to see your puppet. Your puppet's out.
So that always means you're going to have an amazing show.
She needs to get her. Excuse me.
All right, you're good.
All right, guys.
You guys ready?
I'm about to talk, okay? Are you guys ready?
Wait, did you say places?
I said places.
All right, guys, get places.
Good morning.
We run 7 camps throughout the summer. There's 3 on the west side, 3 in South Pasadena, and 1 in the Conejo Valley. 1, 2, 3. Our main goals are to obviously put on an amazing production, but also just teach a love of theater. Teach the kids how to be comfortable in their bodies, help them gain confidence. And it takes literally a village to make that happen.
Get in one giant circle. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm Jason. I'm the director. Everybody knows that we're doing Shrek, right?
Yeah.
This is I think my 5th summer camp, which means I've been with the program for 5 years. Hard to believe.
We have to be able to be big. We have to be able to be silly. We have to be able to step outside.
We have a school program, but the summer camp program is really the one that's an intensive because it's 3 full weeks of kids every single day from 9 to 3:30. So it's a very different experience.
Sound and motion. Burp, 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 burp. Oh!
When you see a kid over many, many months, they have time to mature and grow as an artist a little bit more. And also kids are constantly, like, literally growing. So their voices change over that time, and you can kind of see how they start to develop. However, in the 3-week crunch time span, they just retain everything a lot better. It's kind of like binge watching a show. You don't have to have the recap. That's kind of the way it is with working with kids every single day.
A lot of these kids haven't taken dance classes, so building from day 1 through the 3 weeks, I want to give them some steps that are going to be consistent in any show and also in my choreography that I was going to teach. So yeah, I just wanted to prep them, and so every day they're subconsciously working on things that I want them to do in the show.
That's one of the exciting things about it. It's a nice challenge to try and find that kind of sweet spot for their voice. And it's nice for me to kind of, impart vocal techniques for them. So rather than just teaching them the music, I get the opportunity to work with them on proper techniques that can last them, not just for the show, but just speaking in general, especially for boys. It's very much a challenge because sometimes their voice will change just in the middle of camp. That was one thing that helped me when I was their age, being in voice lessons and learning vocal techniques. My voice was able to transition a little easier rather than that just extreme like crack and drop. It was more of a gentle transition. So it's nice to try and be able to help with that a little bit too.
So those notes are a little tricky. It goes, disappointment haunted all my dreams. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Good, let's just do that bit. Just that bit.
And do it bigger than me. I'm gonna mark.
Have fun. Do it as big as Delilah.
Keep giving me free cookies at Subway.
Wow.
Give a director a cookie.
Good first day?
Good first day.
Very good.
Excellent first day. Super good cast. Can't wait to see what we come up with.
And I'm a vandal now as well. Hope he won't mind it older. It won't be long now, I guarantee. And then I got it right. Day number.
We're ready to try, but we're never going to force anybody to do anything. We don't want you guys to do anything that you're not comfortable with. But sometimes we have to push you a little bit so that you try something that seems like it's scary that's actually fun. Who here has ever done solo day before? Who here was really scared the first time they did it? Just trust that we're going to do the best that we possibly can to put you in the right spot for where you are right now. All right? Does everyone trust that?
Simon Bank, going into 8th. 4th.
I'm going into 7th grade. I'm going into 5th grade. I'm going into 3rd grade.
7th, right?
Yes.
I thought I heard 2nd, and I was like, nope, that can't be right.
Yeah, I'm going into 2nd.
We have the kids do what we call often a solo day, which is essentially an audition, and it's their opportunity to come and sing a little piece of a song and really show us what they can do.
Keep your big, bright, beautiful world. I party on my own
Princess, any princess, take your pick. They're all like me. Not exactly. I'm still waiting. Yeah, I'm living happily ever after. Better get here. I want love in seconds flat. No one needs these little bits. Whoops, did I do that? Away, 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 away.
We're looking less at how great their voice is and more, can they get up in front of a group of people? Are they willing to stand up in front of us and their peers and put themselves out there a little bit?
I'm a believer, I can live if I try.
Good job. You have a problem? Yeah.
Cheers. 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 Cheers.
Here's to the Shrek Show.
Stop trying to make Shrek Show.
What are we gonna do? I think this is gonna be really, really hard because there are so many like really good kids. And also kids that all right, I'll repeat it. Also because we have a lot of girls in the same age range.
And they're good.
And they are older.
The casting is a time where we know it's going to be hard, so I really try to set like a fun tone and a fun mood. Just spending that time together, really talking about everything, and we laugh a lot. And it's kind of a moment to be able to like let off a little steam before we get really down and dirty with the casting and have to work hard.
I mean, especially
Also,
That's what gets
he
you the world
didn't audition today,
right,
which is a thing
I think we all kind of agree.
From the minute the kids walk in the room on the very first day of camp, we're assessing them in a certain sense. We're watching how they hold themselves, what their behavior is, what's their personality.
We have Rob. DWARF, New York.
Say that again, Taylor.
So much, and I think she's a great singer, and she's physically
still great. I think Gingy would be wonderful.
So what if we do her as Gingy, but then she's going to be in a
What
bunch
we
of
really
other
want to do when we
numbers
cast
as
them is place them in a role that's both going to be challenging for them and they can be successful in.
I'm Natalie, and I'm young Fiona, and I'm Delilah, and I'm playing Donkey 2. I am Sydney, and I'm playing Peter Pan. I'm Sammy, and I'm playing Fiona 2. Fiona 1. Ogre Fiona.
My name is Caleb. My name is Caleb. I'm playing Donkey 1.
We always do ensemble casting. Everybody gets a chance to be very involved in the production. So we always double cast our lead roles. Sometimes we triple cast our lead roles.
Hi, I'm Spencer Lee, and I play the part of Shrek 2. Shrek 1.
Baby Shrek.
And then also our whole ensemble sometimes it ends up being the younger kids that are all part of the show. And what we try to do is have those kids in as many numbers as we can so that they get an opportunity and all the kids get as much opportunity to have the experience of being on stage and being part of the cast.
Now you're interested. 2 minutes ago you were all, don't talk to me.
But act like the way that, pretend like you're imitate Shrek. Oh, no. 2 minutes ago you were like,
Oh, don't talk to me. I don't need nobody. Go away.
like you're making fun of it, right?
Oh, now you're interested. 2 minutes ago you were all, don't talk to me. Go away. I don't need
All
nobody.
right, listen. Good first week. You guys have to stay on top of stuff. This show has a lot of stuff in it. If you notice, almost everybody's in almost every number. So over the weekend, I want you to have some fun and relax, but I also want you to study. Don't forget, Wednesday is chocolate. So how are you going to eat that chocolate cake?
Piece by piece.
One bite at a time. That's the way you got to memorize the script. So be mindful of that. So we're going to take a photo.
All right, look at Brendan.
Look at Brendan.
And on the count of 3, give us your best smiles. 1, 2, 3. And now on the count of 3, your best silly face. 1, 2, 3.
It's hard to be obvious straight. Where is it? Where is it?
Party's off the hook to Peter Pan. Double cross. You step forward. Always on the road. You lean back.
Yeah. I think I got you beat. And wait until I think I got you beat. All right. I think it's good. Let's just go back over.
But just the Fiona.
Yeah.
All three of you. And
Story of my life. Rooted from the wall. The party's off the hook. I flew into a wall. That's the story of my life.
So we are in week 2 of Shrek. We are actually in great shape, but do not tell the kids that. Because when you tell them that, then they slack off.
Today we were supposed to have done, started a run. We couldn't do that because we fell behind. So that means tomorrow we have to do a complete run and a complete speed through. So that means everybody needs to be on their game tomorrow, all right?
So I always have a little bit of pressure on them where I'm like, oh, we're falling behind. We got to make sure we stay on it.
Tomorrow you need to be really off book.
That's what I always try to do is like get everything learned and mapped out as quickly as possible so that then the rest of the time we can kind of breathe into finding the creativity and the fun in it. It does get a little intense.
Am I crazy? Am I mean when I'm like, wait, what else could this mean?
Stop the wedding.
Fiona?
I wanted to.
Wait.
I wanted to.
Don't move. Don't do anything. So when I say wait, what should you do?
I think their brains just like leave their body and they're just like,
He's mad.
yeah, literally.
And they're just like, all I have to do is get my line right. If I just get my line right.
I've been there.
I just think it's important to try to be mindful of like if something's not working. It's like what
No,
else?
yeah, like why?
Yeah, what else?
What's a better way to explain it?
Because you're right. If they're kind of like going out of their body and they're like, oh, I'm
I
just
think
doing
that's it.
something
They go out
wrong.
of their body. That's it.
Like I said yesterday, I am an exceptionally good actor, so it's not quite fair to the kids.
Eyes in camera.
So we're at the end of week 2, and I mean we're in good shape. The show is there's a lot of moving parts technically, so that I'm worried about. I'm not really worried about the kids, but I am worried about trying to figure out how to make everything come together from the tech end and the backstage end and the settings, the set. See, my brain is gone. Oh, working with kids. I literally yesterday went home and took an hour nap the second I got home. I love them, but they are a lot of energy.
This is where it feels more like a reality TV show because about 4 days before camp started, we found out that the Pico Playhouse, which is where we typically have camp, had termites.
I get a frantic call from the owner manager of the Pico and telling me that there has been a termite infestation, that the Pico has been essentially condemned.
Julie and Adrian were amazing in being able to find the Masonic Lodge for us to be in on such short notice. And then it was about telling the parents and making sure that the parents knew we were at a different location to drop their kids off on Monday. That was the first sort of roller coaster of the summer.
Usually we rehearse in the space that we're going to perform in. Now we're ending up rehearsing in one space and performing in another. And that is very tricky, especially with young kids, because sometimes it's hard to articulate to them how things work.
There are stairs leading up to this side from the audience. There are stairs right here. There are stairs
where
right here.
stairs are and where exits and entrances are. So we're working at the Masonic Lodge and they have all of these folded tables and chairs and things, and we're trying to just like put them around so the kids know that's a wall. You can't walk through there. We map out the stage. We use chairs. We put together cardboard boxes to act as some of the moving flats that we have, just so kids get used to it. And honestly, not just the kids.
I went there and I measured out the stage, and I didn't have a measuring tape, so I literally used one of those, like, you measure the costumes around, which is 5 feet long, and I was on my hands and knees measuring out this giant stage, which is 37 feet by 6 and 4 and 7.5 by 20, because I have it memorized now.
We'll have to, reblock a little bit when we're there, but just making them as familiar with what it's gonna look like and having patience in the process.
Wait, are we girls?
Look at the hat.
Hello, Gingy.
I'm a sim.
Thank you. Alright, you're good. We're actually waiting for you.
It for sure went well, and there's costumes that need to be fixed, but we'll get them all done by tomorrow.
I'm in love. And then group 2 sings. Ooh.
One of the biggest challenges is the music itself. There are some complicated harmonies in there. No, you're singing her note. In particular, the I Know It's Today number is half of it is harmony with just 3 girls on stage, and they have to nail it. And they're getting there, they're almost there, but that's been a little tough. Well, I think that my favorite song would probably have to be I Know It's Today. It's a really beautifully well-written number. I would say a close second would be the Big Bright Beautiful World reprise that Shrek sings at the end, and Spencer, who sings it, does a really good job with it and acts it so well, and it's this really touching, beautiful moment.
If true love is blind,
I will buy you. Oh,
should really be
my princess's horses. See how you're reacting right now, Sammy? All right, so let's go back and do it without me singing it. So that's what I want you to do. So listen, you guys, what you have to do is you have to start being able to replace some of the stuff because you're not really an ogre princess. So you can't be like, I don't know what that feels like, but you know what it feels like to be like, oh my gosh, this is the thing I want and I'm gonna get it, right? Whatever that thing is, so you gotta replace some of it. All right, let's try it one more time.
I'll tear down a wall and build a spot for two to be with you.
It looks like a Disney movie. It's kind of like, oh, this is the moment. It's so great. And the thing is, the two of you are not remotely interested in each other. You're age inappropriate, all of that kind of stuff. That doesn't matter. We're acting.
Okay, I'll say, Actually, I really love Forever, which is the number with the dragon. She's super talented, and that's just very silly and fun.
I'm Olivia, and I play the dragon.
No one ever, 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 ever wants me.
Usually, I can't really express my inner me in public because it'd be too crazy, but here I can just like let it flow.
I feel much better about like just standing up and singing or dancing in front of people. It just builds your confidence a lot.
I feel more confident because I admit I didn't feel confident before.
I actually had stage fright just a little while ago, and Upstage really helped me conquer that fear.
The creator of the program, Adrian Cohen, his motto is theater skills for life. And it's not just skills that you need to be a professional performer or to be in the theater.
We're building an ensemble, and we're building this environment of safety where they can be creative and explore their different aspects of themselves, explore different life skills.
Upstage has helped me with like being more confident by myself and speaking in front of other people. It's helped me be less shy when I'm with big groups of people. It really helps me with confidence. Yeah, with confidence too. It makes me feel a lot more comfortable than you think.
Like, make me more confident in myself. And also, like, it helps you, like, make friends easier because, like, these people have the same interests as you.
I mean, only 2 kids here actually went to school with me, so I mean, I'm meeting whole new people, and it's a great experience.
And make more friends.
Yeah.
Make more friends?
Yes. I think it has helped me be a more forceful speaker and speak louder if I'm doing like an assignment or whatever. I think, oh, this is nothing. I've performed in front of my school.
It's helped me with speaking in front of large crowds. So when I have to speak for school and stuff, it's easier.
Like for graduation for 5th grade, I had to like sing. We did singing, and I mean, doing this theater helped.
I don't just come here for like the acting and the theater and the fun. I also come here to learn skills.
That's been probably the most rewarding part of dealing with the unpredictability of working with children. Theater skills for life.
Take a beat when you get down there. Just go down there.
And like you can even like take a breath like you're about
Working on this side is really different because when I was a camper, I didn't really see like all the other sides of what made a show happen. I just kind of saw the camper side and the actor's side, and now I see all the production that goes into it, all the planning that goes into the creative team. All the interns have been in Upstage before themselves or have some sort of acting background, but Akira I've known since I was in Westwood Charter doing the Upstage plays, and she was kind of the original founding class of interns, and that's like those are the kind of kids that end up staying and getting more involved in the production side and in the professional side of the program.
They are amazing and super patient and just a great group of teenagers.
There's a new generation of interns that is definitely going to be coming in.
This is my first year here. Yeah.
How are you liking it?
It's been interesting. It's been a lot of fun though. I've been here for like 8 weeks now.
8 months.
And it's been a lot. Like these kids get crazy sometimes, but they're all so great.
You know it.
Are you on my back?
Friday, it's go, 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 go. You guys have to make sure you have everything solid tonight, so that tomorrow you can come in and we can clean up any other little tiny things. And then Friday, you guys can do that. It's gonna be killer, all right? It's gonna be super good.
Actually, would you mind just saving that pre-show take stop of the template so that I could just pull it up?
Most of the time, the director really has this idea of how the dress rehearsal day is going to go. And I promise you, it will never, ever, ever go that way.
It's a lot taller.
So we just come into the theater that very last day. So a lot of things have to be reset and tweaked. So in the director's mind, that takes 45 minutes. But in reality, that takes the entire morning.
The more you guys do these things, yeah, so really get used to the awkward feeling of being like, you kind of have to think about it like you're hiding back behind.
Just stop talking.
If they're playing a game, they're fine, but otherwise they're just anxious because they want to go on stage.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not worried.
Let's go! We got to move through the rest of this pretty quickly. So I need you guys to be super focused and quiet.
Quiet on stage!
So listen, this is what has to happen.
Hey guys, we can hear you. Stop talking.
And then the dress rehearsal happens and it mostly goes well. And then, I think the teachers at that point are like, it's kind of out of our hands. Like we've done everything we can do. And you just kind of say a little prayer.
I'm praying that the theater gods are with us.
And send the kids out there feeling good. And then it comes together.
Have fun. When you guys start having fun, it really makes a huge difference. So be loud, have fun, listen to the music. I'm very proud of all of you, all right? Have a great show. We're gonna open the house soon. Get backstage.
I think that's really the most beautiful thing to see is how these kids being able to be comfortable around each other, doing kind of things that are a little uncomfortable, they form this really beautiful, safe community where they all are really supportive and respectful of each other. I would have loved to have something like this as a kid.